reason I wanted to join the LX team is basically because I'm part of the target audience. I feel that we don't have a network right now, and by we I mean our generation, that speaks to the issues we care about in a way that makes us care even more and that educates us. And so I love that that's what we're after, and I just wanted to selfishly be a part of that. We want to add a human angle to every story. We want to add context to every story. You're never just going to get the basics.
Watch LX News weekday evenings and watch anytime at lx.com.
I have a car, but whenever I'm ready to buy car insurance, something comes up. Like my little girl's birthday.
Need car insurance? Get covered for as little as $20 down with Good to Go auto insurance. Get a free rate quote in under a minute and proof of insurance on the spot. Then get where you're going on your own.
Visit goodtogo.com. It's fast, cheap, and easy. Visit goodtogo.com. That's good, the number 2, go.com.
How does Klein Spector get the most big verdicts of any law firm in the country? Because Klein Spector is an award-winning team with 5 doctor lawyers, the most of any firm in the United States. And that's why the New York Times calls Klein Spector a powerhouse law firm. So if a defective product, motor vehicle accident, or medical malpractice caused a catastrophic injury, call Klein Spector.
I have no idea what that is.
Oh, I know what that is. That's where they make crazy videos, these kids nowadays.
TikTok is where the generational gap is making itself apparent for me.
TikTok's the first thing that made me feel old.
People have told me about it, but I'm not familiar with it yet.
Actually, TikTok is the one that I don't have.
It's a technologically advanced Vine, which is what I grew up with.
And Vine was a whole different level. I think because people who are on Vine, they're really funny. Like, they're a whole different level of funny.
I actually was still referring it to as Musical.ly up until a couple months ago, knowing that it's been TikTok for years, apparently.
It might be the stupidest thing anyone's ever come up with.
I think it's abhorrent and a stain on our society.
TikTok being owned by China does impact the kind of content that's censored there. So because of that, there's sometimes content by LGBTQ creators or Black creators or even some Asian American creators that are censored.
I have a TikTok account, but that is more or less just to see whether my son is going to make any idiotic videos.
TikTok is a very guilty pleasure.
I'm not gonna lie, it'll get a couple laughs out of me. I refuse to download it.
I don't think I will be a TikTok user and poster anytime soon, but I do look at it.
I can't quite understand it. Every now and then I'll see one that makes sense to me and that I think is funny.
It is the hot Cheetos of social media for me. As in, I'm addicted and I can't get enough. And every scroll is like the happiness in my brain. It's just like, I love it.
But I wonder if absorbing things in like 10-second clips is good for the brain or not.
I don't understand memes, so I don't know what you're talking about. You mean hashtag things?
Memes are fun. I like memes.
I use them all the time too.
People's creativity, especially on platforms like Twitter, wow me and crack me up.
They're a great way to kind of blow off some steam.
Memes are what sometimes helps me get out of bed, if I'm being perfectly honest.
It's an interesting fact of the modern condition that this is how we communicate now.
And unfortunately, it is a form of communication that can be weaponized, and weaponized quickly.
They're like a different language, and I'm glad that I speak that language.
I think that they can be a funny way of conveying a message, but then also you might waste 6 or 7 hours of your life watching Tiger King just so you can feel included. So
they connect to our subconscious in a way that make people feel a little less alone.
I think memes are a form of escapism in the way that a Saturday Night Live parody is a form of escapism.
Something really terrible will happen to me and I'll think, oh, this is such a meme. It's such a terrible way of thinking about it, but truly it has gotten me through a lot of hard times, memes.
I mean, I think that's one of the things that brings people back to social media.
Although I'm getting to the point age-wise where like I can't necessarily keep track of what people are talking about anymore.
Sending memes to maybe an old pal or an old friend that has a distinct connection can bring people together more than you would think.
At the end of the day, I love them. I think they connect people in a way that maybe they haven't as much before. It's kind of like a new age cartoon in the back of a newspaper.
They allow for perspective in ways that a political cartoon or a Saturday Night Live sketch wouldn't, and that's commentary, social commentary from a lot of individuals.
Join the conversation at lx.com,
LX social channels, and YouTube.
It was a dream that I had a very long time ago. As I worked in the industry, I knew that there was a lack of Venezuelan restaurants that could interpret what we want to interpret. I wanted to highlight our Venezuelan roots and culture, and wanted the people to know that we are more than just arepas and cachapas. We have a ceviche with mango, and mango puree and fluke. So we have the bollitos pelones, also from Maracaibo, the hallacas, my mom makes them. We have people who have cried because of something they ate that remind them of their grandma. The space, the atmosphere, the music brings them back to what it was like to be in Venezuela. I want people to find similarities to their home cooking. My mom works downstairs in the kitchen every single day.
Tamacas, que esos son los míos, esas son las mías, esas son las mías.
She's there at 7 a.m. till 5 p.m. Then she goes and take care of Aura, babysitting, while my wife comes in and be the hostess, I'll be the bartender. No, no hay más, mami.
Tráetelo contigo, el hilo está en el... Exacto. Tráetelo, búscalo.
These hallacas are still my grandma's recipes that my mom took over. I'm always the one that's supposed to tie it up. Making hallacas and gossiping.
La verdad que no sé si será terapia, pero sí siempre que las hago, me acuerdo a mi mamá.
98% of my kitchen staff are all Venezuelans. Venezuelans are the happiest people. Doesn't matter what things are happening, there's always a joke, there's always a smile. Stop screwing that up. We hope that Casa Aura can just bring a little bit of sentiment. The pictures that we display throughout the restaurant shows, the normal living in Venezuela. It reminds me of my childhood. Every single one of these photos, the day I hang these photos, I cry. Every day at Casa Aura, we feel like home.
Meet Lindsay Nguyen. She works at MIT and is the founder of her own company called Women of Color in Blockchain. When it comes to venture capital money, Black women receive less than 1%, and they want to see others who look like them included and valued as well.